You can't make that up. A month ago I was standing at a nameless railway station near Mannheim, facing an uncertain future. Now I'm sitting just outside the third most important place of pilgrimage in Christendom after Jerusalem and Rome. The fact that I can be here at all is thanks to the biggest crisis of my life. Well, and last night we actually thought we were alone again in the Alberg, run by 2 Germans, but far away from it. Suddenly 5 to 10 Colombian women stormed the room, and when we wanted to leave this morning, they blocked the 2 available bathrooms for 2 to 3 hours, or even more, I don't know. Mike and I looked at each other and said, come on, it doesn't matter. We can start the day without flossing. We can manage that. Set, done, and then had breakfast. We don't cheat. Look, there is a pilgrim. Azua to Lavacola, 29 kilometers on day 31 on the way of St. James, and I feel relatively light. The night was mixed. I woke up a few times. It was very warm in the room because it was quite full. We had 2 modern beds, one on top of the other. There was a fat staircase between the bedsteads, which made it easy to climb up. But I was sweating sometimes really crazy during the night. And the day began, as it often does, with a delicious breakfast, with toast, jam and 2 coffees con leche. And of course, a freshly squeezed orange juice, all for just €5. I particularly love this place. What a crazy name. That would be like calling a shop in Germany and where are you going today? I'm going shopping, I'm going to and then a little bit to last long day today. The journey to Finisterre won't be so long either. That's why I'm going to enjoy every meter now. I'm going to let this end slowly. I also feel incredibly light, somehow, but I also have to be careful not to get addicted. See you later. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be in touch from the road on the Camino Frances.
Buon cammino.
I'm on the last long stage. The hay fever has also been bothering me a little now, during the last few days. But luckily it has rained a lot. And look how green it is here. It smells like forest, it smells of moss and also a bit like eucalyptus. Because there are some eucalyptus trees here. And yes, you can tell. You can smell it. Yes, I had a delicious breakfast and I'm on my way now. I want to walk until 12 noon and then I'll take a break. And then it's maybe another 2 or 3 hours and then I'll be at my destination for today. I hope you had a good night and that the weather is fine and that you are playing with your toys today. Look how beautiful it is here. Luckily, it's not supposed to rain today, so I'm quite happy. And then, maybe I can let the little airplane fly again. Let's see. See you later.
Buon cammino. So, dann bis später, Jungs. Hab euch lieb.
Look boys, so many dandelions, so many dandelions. You can have so many wishes. You blow once across the meadow and then no wishes remain unfulfilled. This is a field full of possible wishes. My only wish is to be with you again soon.
Ich wünsche mir, dass ich bald wieder bei euch bin.
Oh, hello there. I don't have anything for you, I'm sorry.
Ja, ich hab leider nichts für dich. Tut mir leid.
Will you come with me now? I think I have a companion.
Ich habe einen Begleiter.
I don't know if he'll let me go again or if he'll take me to Santiago now. I know you want to be cuddled and you're probably a bit hungry too. But I have nothing but water. Sorry, my friend.
Du hast bestimmt auch ein bisschen Hunger. Aber außer Wasser habe ich nichts da. Tut mir leid, mein Freund. Uah. Da ist er.
Oh, there he is.
Ja, der kommt jetzt wo mit.
I think he's coming with me now. Will you get to Compostela in Santiago? That depends on where the cat has started. Have you done the 100 kilometers yet, Stray? Have you already completed 100 kilometers? Have you collected stamps? Then you, as a cat pilgrim, maybe will get to Compostela. Okay, watch out. We are thinking ahead. This Camino will end soon, and it's clear that it won't be my last one. But next time, we'll change the rules of the game. I'll hop the next Camino. Hopping for 500 miles. Will that put me in the Guinness Book of Records? Well, would be a funny entry. The path is refreshingly empty. I treat myself to a snack right on time at 12:30. But I'll be honest with you, I have no idea what I'm eating. It looks like a greeting from the kitchen, but it tastes better. And then it's off through the apocalyptic forests again. Incidentally, that would also be a good name for a black metal band, don't you think? And while I'm walking between these huge trees, lost in thought, I'm suddenly approached by an influencer from Colombia. Hey you, can you take a photo of me? Yes, of course. We take photos and videos. We have a long chat about all sorts of things. And what can I say? She's now part of our Camino family too. Forever, that's for sure. We also talk about clichés. And she says to me, yeah, you know, Germans are known all over the world for your punctuality, your orderliness, your strictness. I had to laugh out loud and reply, okay, then I'm probably more Colombian than German. We both laughed. Then we meet a traveling salesman who gave us a stamp. And he also seems to be from Colombia. The guy, not the stamp.
Ah, sí,
Yeah.
claro. Cuando me diga le podemos mandar un saludo.
This guy is from Colombia, from
Yeah.
Cali.
Yeah.
He's doing a great job here.
Yeah, he is.
Así es, aquí estamos en el camino de Santiago. Poniendo
Very
sellos.
beautiful stamp. Yeah.
De guapo.
This is really nice.
How long have you been here, Andrés?
Ya, ¿cómo?
¿Cuánto tiempo has estado aquí?
8 años, cariño.
Okay. En el mismo
Aquí
punto,
mismo
en este
este
camino
punto,
francés.
sí, mira.
What
Este.
bring you here? ¿Qué te trajo acá?
Nada, vine hace 22 años
Thanks for
a,
translating.
a Madrid y hace 12 traté de salir de Madrid un poco para descansar y llegué a Santiago, conocí el camino pero más no como para trabajar y coincidió con alguien que me dijo que pusiera este puestecito y mira, así fue que nació y ya 8 años aquí. Y cada vez tratando de mejorar, cada vez tratando de complacer más a la gente, ya que la mayoría de la gente viene con ese deseo de tener una experiencia.
Okay.
Y nosotros pues queremos sumar un poquitico.
And do you live here in Santiago?
Sí, vivo en Santiago.
Santiago de Cali, Santiago
A
de
Santiago de
Compostela.
Compostela, mira, ve.
He from Santiago de Cali and he works in Santiago de Compostela.
Somewhere between these apocalyptic trees, a portal to South America must have been opened up, it seems to me. Since 24 hours I only meet South Americans. Afterwards, by the way, we pass a police bus. The official Spanish police were here and were simply handing out stamps. Somehow that makes me feel safe when the cops have time for that, okay?
Oh.
then we reach Lavacola. And we actually pass Santiago Airport on the way. We are so close. But that's not really what I'm in the mood for right now. I'm after a shower and a good meal. Nobody checks in this close to Santiago. That's why Michael and I are actually completely alone here. We don't see any familiar faces, and all the people around us are locals, and our hostel is completely empty, it seems. We're just not doing what everyone else is doing, it seems to me. Traditionally, however, this place, Lavacola, was once a very special place on the Camino. It probably still is today. All pilgrims had to cleanse themselves completely here before entering Santiago. Every pilgrim had to take a good shower here. So I'm safe. I had an extensive bath. Without even realizing it, we are following tradition here. So everything can only be good tomorrow.
Tag 31 auf dem Camino Frances.
Welcome to day 31 on the Camino Frances, the way of St. James from Azua to Lavacola, about 29 to 30 kilometers. In the evening there was a mass at 7 p.m. or so, which I missed again. But I won't miss tomorrow's, because it's only 9 kilometers to Santiago de Compostela. It's about a 2-hour walk and we'll be leaving at 7 a.m. That means we'll be in the square at 9 a.m. in the front of the cathedral and at the pilgrim's office, where we'll collect our Compostela. And even now, when I think about it, it's a bit bittersweet. I feel a little moved, and somehow it hasn't quite sunk into yet. It hasn't quite arrived yet. And on the other hand, it's already here. And that's right. And it feels good that it's like that. But when you go for 30 days and don't really think about where you are actually going or what's waiting for you the next day, it somehow comes unexpectedly. Yeah, you just didn't expect it to happen, actually, in reality. Yes, these pillars have been with us since Galicia. You can really find them at any spot, yeah. Here in Galicia, people really value the Camino, and you can see that in the participants. Not only school classes, but also more and more normal pilgrims can be seen on the way. And it is also the case that many of the Camino routes that exist in Spain and Europe converge here. The Camino del Norte, the Camino Portuguese, the Primitivo. They all lead to Santiago. Yeah, that's logic. Any other destination makes little sense. Only 2 paths lead away from it, one to Muxia, one to Finisterre. Nevertheless, I'm surprised that we have now arrived at the place here in Lavacola. where we really don't know any pilgrims. In fact, there are no pilgrims here. We don't know those people they are straying around here. They are all people who also seem to live here. That's totally strange. But it can be explained, I think. We have now chosen a place to get as close as possible to Santiago, so that we don't need so much time tomorrow. There's no one here. There's simply no one here. We don't know anyone. It's kind of strange. Yesterday, for example, we were in an albergue with lots of Colombians, yeah? So today, I was on my way and I'd like to briefly tell you what I saw on the way today. There were lots of apocalyptic trees. These trees will knock you down with their branches if you are not careful. Now, of course, they are called eucalyptus trees and they don't do anything bad to you. And there are more and more of them. For the most part, I was traveling alone, because of course, I made sure that I was really out in front of all those school classes. And I was. There were hardly any other pilgrims on the way. I didn't know anyone, nobody. That was really strange, again. And then I saw a lot of eucalyptus trees, these tall trees with their skin peeled off, and that was a really magical experience, walking through these forests on a very wide Camino. Yes, I really just enjoyed it, for the most part. And I took a few film shots. And at one point, there was another beautiful Camino encounter. There was a woman standing between the trees and trying to take selfies of herself. And yeah, that's logic. And then she saw me and said, "Hey, you can maybe take a photo of me." And then, of course, I immediately said, no, I'm not doing that. I'm here on my own, I'm meditating all the time, looking for my inner center. I'm not a social media pilgrim whatsoever. No, of course not. I said, yes, sure, why not? And then I took pictures of her and she said, yes, then you want to have some pictures of you, yourself? Yeah, why not? Yeah. And she then also took pictures of me, then we were finally, yeah, at this point we were Camino friends, yeah. From then on, she was also a part of the Camino family. We walked together for 2 hours and talked about our lives. She comes from Colombia and told me about her life, and I told her about my life, and it was the same again. It was the same as always. It was like always on the Camino. You share something, you also share your deepest problems with people, and they don't just have a superficial understanding of it and say, yes, okay, yes, I understand, but they immediately offer you concrete tips and advice and a deep understanding. They say, yes, they have experienced something similar before and can relate. And that sounds like we're somehow experiencing a similar fate. And that's exactly what happened here. We shared the same ostensible passion for taking photos and videos. So me more videos, she did more photos, and she immediately had a very, very good eye for where to take good photos. Oh, there they are. I've been waiting for these harvest stores. So these buildings behind us that are higher up, grain is stored there, food is stored there, crops, etc. And they are raised to protect them from moisture, because it's very, very wet here in Galicia. There are an incredible number of streams simply flowing along the roads. But the number, one reason, is rats. And there are no stairs, no ladder up. It's the best protection against rats. Yes, and what has stayed with me ever since we left Leon is the thought of how strongly the people here in northern Spain, or in Spain in general, are rooted in religion. I don't know such strong roots and a way of life from my everyday life, and I don't know it from Germany, and that really made a deep impression on me, and left its mark. Not just superficially, I have to say. Not just superficially as a tourist, but it went really deep. And I often said to other pilgrims, I'm a Protestant and I can't help it, but it's just as little my fault if I decide to become Catholic at the end of this journey. It's just a little my fault, and what I feel most is gratitude for the experiences I was able to have here, the people I was able to meet, the many people I was able to get to know. Which of course, as you know, I didn't expect at the beginning. I set off alone, and I also thought I would be alone most of the time. But the opposite was the case. And this Australian friend I met, Gio, he said, yes, that's the experience you didn't want, but that you need. And he was right. I'm very, 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 very grateful for that. But it doesn't stop here. I'm grateful for the inner experiences that I was able to have. The experience of being here on the path and really realizing that you are here. That you are here on the way. And that is exactly what the Colombian woman said to me today. It's about having the experience of being here. And she hit the nail on the head with that. She said, yeah, we always read a lot, we are intellectually very, very much at the forefront when it comes to describing things and experiences that we haven't had ourselves, of course, but that we can formulate intellectually in an excellent way. And then imagine something about it. The other side of the coin is the experience itself, direct experience. And that's still the point here, finding the balance of the breath. A doctor also told me that the breath naturally comes into balance when hiking, during your hike. This leads to very interesting things, indeed. You know, I talked about these 3 stages, yeah, the physical stage, the mental stage, and finally the spiritual stage. And you could say that the last 5th is no longer so nice, so scenic. It was beautiful, but I've experienced more beautiful stages here on the Camino before. For the past 2 or 3 days, a perfect inner balance has been established that I would no longer want to describe as spiritual. But perhaps that is spiritual. Perhaps what is spiritual is that everything that was imbalanced has been balanced. And perhaps that is precisely what is actually spiritual. Yeah, you know, I will try to formulate this in a more detailed way in the aftermath. And I would like to take this opportunity to apologize. Yeah, for this incredibly long and superfluous recap video. I apologize profusely for that. I'm sorry. But, you know, it was also a bit of a motive when I decided to film this route. I didn't just want to end this video by saying, yeah, I brushed my teeth, I went to the toilet, and I'm washing myself. That can be quite nice for a moment, but I don't think it's the core, it's the content that really matters. And that's why this balance and all the rest is what I want to communicate. It is what I mainly feel, and what results from this is a connection to a force that is not mine, actually, I would say. The power that I now feel within me and that expresses itself through my through me, does not come from me. It comes from a deep and rooted connection to something else that I don't want to name right now. That is exactly what I feel. I feel an enormous power. It was already communicated in visions a few days ago, and I feel it every day now. An enormous power that can move things within me on the outside, and it doesn't come from me. It's not my power, only in the sense that I serve as a kind of container for it. But it doesn't come from me, it comes from somewhere else. And that is the greatest gift. That is the greatest gift I have received from this journey. And I didn't feel this power at the beginning, but it's here now. And of course, the odd convoluted pseudo-intellectually scientist might say, yes, it comes from the movement of the muscles, the blood, the improvements of the cardiovascular system. Yeah, whatever. I don't care, I have no idea. Then you just have to go to the gym every day and walk to work every day. There have been times in my life when I've done a lot of sport. I didn't feel what I feel here back then. And my blood data was certainly better back then than it is now. So much for that. So now the video is very long again, and I thank you for watching. Thank you for being with me all this way and supporting me and everything. Yeah, I really have to say again, everything you've written to me, I read it. And if I haven't responded properly yet, I apologize. I will respond in the future. And I still have a bit of work to do. I have 3 cameras with me and I took a lot of video footage. I'll edit it all together nicely and then publish videos about the Camino here. But that will take a bit longer, I guess. I want to tell you briefly how things will continue tomorrow. In the morning, 9 kilometers to the cathedral, 11 kilometers, as the signs say. It's not quite right, we've checked it. We've only got 9 kilometers to go, and we are going to the pilgrim's office. We collect our Compostela from the office, and we get the Compostela if we show proof of 2 stamps a day in the last 100 kilometers, as you know. You have more than enough. From Saint-Jean, where we set off, we needed 1 stamp a day. We also have more than enough. I will also make a video about what you need on the Camino. I've already seen some videos and I can definitely add something. But this I will do at home. And then we go to the Mass at 12 at noon. We try to hand our rucksacks beforehand, because we have been told that you can't take the rucksacks into the cathedral. You can't take any equipment with you. That's not possible. They don't want that. That's what we try to hand in our rucksack somewhere, or we probably take them to our Airbnb. We'll hand in the rucksacks when we get there first. We have been in contact with the people and they said, yeah, get in touch again on Sunday, maybe you can get the keys before midday, blah blah blah. Yeah, and I hope that works when we go to the Mass, because that's a special Mass. Sunday Mass is at noon, it's special, not all pilgrims will make it there. Then we hide away in the Airbnb afterwards and relax a bit, I think. I'll start planning a bit for the next few days. I'm going to Finisterre, which means I have to book 3 albergues and then organize the way back. And I've already thought about it. I will also document the way back. I will also document where I go and how I get there, because many pilgrims also ask me and ask themselves how to get back. What do I do then? Yes, what I've already found out is that traveling by bus is supposed to be very cheap. So I'll probably take the bus back to Santiago and then the bus to Porto, in Portugal, because I've heard that everything in Portugal is cheap. Also the flight back home seems to be half the price as it is from Santiago. Even bus journeys are cheap, yeah. Thank you very much for watching. Thank you very, very much. And now I'm off for the night. Call it a day. And I hope to see you tomorrow from Santiago de Compostela. Until then, yours, Sebastian. I wish you all the best. Buen Camino.